جميلة من رونالدو هذا كله، والكل يقول أن ليس في مستواه. هذا الهدف عدى من الأول. رونالدو مر، جميلة من رونالدو، جميلة من كريستيانو.
Ja cap a la dreta per Xavi, assistència de Xavi més cap a la dreta per Messi, Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 increïble, increïble, no m'ho puc...
For Selko, here's Mbappe! Teenage kicks! The ultimate teenage kick!
Nani. Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! And what a time! In what a place! What a player! Wayne Rooney out of this world! 2-1 United! One of the great goals in the history of the Manchester
اسبانيول. ضاعت الكرة من جانب اسبانيول، تمريرة خابئة صدمت في الدفاع. رونالدو، كريستيانو على اليمين، رونالدو مر، رونالدو عدى بمهارة. يا عيني يا كريستيانو، جميلة من رونالدو هذا كله، والكل يقول أن ليس في مستواه. هذا الهدف عدى من الأول. رونالدو مر، جميلة من رونالدو، جميلة من كريستيانو. Ja cap a la dreta per Xavi, assistència de Xavi més cap a la dreta per Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 increïble, increïble, no m'ho puc...
For Selko, here's Mbappe! Teenage kicks! The ultimate teenage kick!
Nani. Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! And what a time! In what a place! What a player! Wayne Rooney out of this world! 2-1 United! One of the great goals in the history of the Manchester United.
pinta jogada individual do Neymar, pode pintar o gol, passou por 1, por 2, por 3, entrou na área, pode pintar um golaço, fez o break, bateu direto pro gol, olha o 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 gol, tá lá, tá lá, tá lá, tá lá, tá lá, tá lá, golaço, golaço, tá lá, golaço, Colorado no Pacaembu, gol!
Normal. Ẹ bá ti gbóhùn yẹn ó ti yẹ kó ti yé yín lágọ̀dọ̀ ti yín. Wales Weekend Tutu Sport lórí ìkànnì Wales Radio 89.3 FM. Báwo ni Saturday yẹn ṣe ń lọ lágọ̀dọ̀ ti yín? Ẹ ti mọ̀ pásìkò tí tó náà nìyẹn ká dẹ̀kẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣe kí ni? Ká gbéra wa débẹ̀ on the angle of sport gbogbo kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo gbìngbìngbìn. Gbogbo ìròyìn tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú eré ìdárayá. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àwọn ti Gunners ti ń gbìyànjú láti gànà ara wọn lọ sí next round. Ti FA Cup lágùn ibi ibẹ̀ yẹn ẹ mọ̀ wípé gbogbo trophy làwọn ń lé. Ẹsẹ̀ kan wà ní Carabao final already níbi tí ọ̀gá àtọmọṣẹ́ ó ti pàdéra wọn. Bákan náà FA Cup 5th round ìyẹn ti gbìnà yá 22 minutes. À ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ àti ìdébẹ̀ àǹfààní láti mi àwọn ṣùgbọ́n over the bar. Champions League wọ́n wà ń bẹ̀. 8 games to go ní Premier League lágùn ìbí ibẹ̀ kò máa ń pẹ́ mọ́ o God abeg 30 something games àbí at the end of the day ó ti kù 8 games péré. gbogbo ẹ̀ ó dàbí pé sáà tá a wà yìí 2025/2026 season àwọn village people ti finally wọ́n ti fẹ́ túwọ́ lọ́rọ̀ Arsenal torí pé ó ti ń dàbí pé ó ṣùọ̀ pé ó tiẹ̀ kéré jù ẹyọ kan á wọlé ní sáà tá a wà yìí. Ẹ bá fojú sùnùkù wo track wọn ní Champions League yẹn ibi tí wọ́n wà yẹn títí tí wọ́n fi wọ láti round of 16 títí tí wọ́n fi wọ final ó fẹ́ dàbí pé pààtì Arsenal nìkan ló rọrùn díẹ̀ jù bó ti jẹ́ pé tó bá máa le afẹ́ débi semi final fún wọn ibi tó ti láǹfààní láti kojú bíi Barcelona ṣùgbọ́n kí ni Barca níwájú Arsenal. Okay, it's Wales Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred Osam Radio. Welcome to Wales Weekend Tutu Sport on this beautiful dial. My name is Sam Adeliri. But remember, you can simply and always call me Sadeliri. The first born of sport, Bushiman, Pigogo Hope. Ope. Today here and together we go chook mouth for the matter. Ajama Fatura one. Gbogbo gbìngbìn bó ṣe ń lọ láǹgọ̀dọ̀ tiwa láti ẹsẹ̀ kùkù títí dórí àwọn top team tó máa gba FA Cup lónìí. Arsenal ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tiwọn, Chelsea á gbá tiwọn, Man City náà á gbá tiẹ̀. Káwọn yòókù tó gbá tiwọn lọ́la. Àtàwọn ìròyìn tó ń fò including ọ̀rọ̀ Falcons yẹn á tẹnubọ̀rọ̀ Falcons yẹn á yọ̀nà náà kó lè farabalẹ̀ yé yín. Ẹ mọ̀ pé láti bí ìjẹta lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti ń jà rọ̀hún. Mo gbé sí yín létí lánàá pé ó tún ṣe é ṣe o kán tún ṣe kíni wọ́n tún sún ìdíje ife ẹ̀yẹ tilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ tàwọn tóbìnrin ìyẹn WAFCON the Women African Cup of Nations kán tún sún síwájú tàbí kán sún sẹ́yìn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìyẹn ti ń kọ CAF àjọ tó rí sí bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ CAF the Confederation of African Football ìyẹn ti ń kọ wọ́n lómi inú no be small thing. Pé bọ́ọ̀hún la ṣe ṣe kíní ilé ìsìn bọ́ọ̀ la ṣe handle ẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ látẹnubọ̀ nígbà tákùkù kò bá tó ṣùgbọ́n first and foremost ọpẹ́ láǹgọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ kí àwọn èèyàn tiẹ̀.
A fi àkókò gbà tó ń bọ́ káàkiri àgbàlá sí ìkànnì West Radio 89.3 FM ìkànnì kànga gọ́mà gbé lórí ètò West Weekend Total Sport orúkọ tèmi ìyípadà Ọpẹ́yẹmí Ọmọdúnwálé kí n káàbọ̀ máa bá wa kálọ.
All right, so now the voice of Ọpẹ́yẹmí be that Ọpẹ́yẹmí Ọmọdúnwálé as the matter be. Before we pick any news we concern the African Cup of Nations, ẹ jẹ́ n tún padà ṣe kí ni ẹ jẹ́ n padà refresh memory yín o bó ṣe ń lọ as e dey go. That one for the Nigerian side and they talk about CAF in general. Remember over the course of the weekend, even before weekend, yes, over before weekend, that is this week. Last week was a new weekend now. Weekend now. So last week, lo journey.
Week last week
new week. As a matter of fact, you all know that the Confederation of African Football actually got a message. That's the background. They got a message from Morocco that Morocco pleading for the WAFCON to be postponed, and in response CAF tried so many things on the surface. Now ìdí tí mo ṣe sọ pé on the surface lélẹ́yìí ojú ayé lójú tèmi ó dàbí pé ojú ayé ni CAF ṣe. So what did CAF do? CAF actually approached Algeria that okay, this is WAFCON. We need you guys to help us host WAFCON. Morocco is not ready. Now, CAF did not come out to tell us the reply of Algeria. And it's so funny that no media houses picked that story. None, not even one.
Algeria actually not ready to host it.
Algeria did not say anything. Even if Algeria said something, CAF did not let us hear what Algeria said. So, and after that, then Morocco took the stand again that they are not ready to host the WAFCON
in March.
Now, in reaction to that, South Africa came out through their Minister of Sports and Culture, speaking about Mr. Mackenzie. Mackenzie, the Minister for South Africa, came out and said, okay, South Africa is ready to host the WAFCON. If CAF is ready, they are ready to host the WAFCON. Shortly after that, and that was before, it started with a rumor coming out to say that, okay, there is the possibility of CAF to postponing the WAFCON, the tournament itself. So having come out to say that, okay, we are ready to host it, that's South Africa, through their Minister of Sports, Mackenzie, then CAF announced that, okay, the WAFCON has been postponed. Look at that sequence. Yeah. That is, remember, Morocco said we cannot host. You have to. They started with even we may not host. Then okay, we need it being postponed. Then CAF went to Algeria. That was in the news. CAF went to Algeria. We didn't hear the reply. Then CAF came out to say, okay, it's possible we postpone the WAFCON. Then South Africa, through their Minister of Sports, said, okay, we will help you guys. We would help you guys host this tournament. Then CAF came out to say, okay, the tournament has been postponed to August 2026. Yeah. Now, just was it yesterday? Then CAF remembered that, okay, there is a possible clash with the Commonwealth game. And this is because media houses would want to cover the Commonwealth game. Yeah. So there is this controversy of, okay, will there now be a priority? Do they want to cover the Commonwealth game, or would they want to cover the WAFCON? Now, for media houses, they would want to cover both games because it's source of income for them. Yeah. Now, CAF is considering the World Cup, and they want to take the WAFCON after the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup. Yeah. Remember, this same WAFCON will be the last four will qualify for the FIFA Women World Cup. That'll be happening next year 2027. Yeah. So it's all controversy. Now, the big question for me, I threw this on Sport Assembly on Thursday, I presume, and I said, what's the problem with CAF? Are we mandated to use Morocco? This is the third time Morocco wants to host it on a roll. Is it a must? That should be Morocco. That should be Morocco. Okay, let's pretend Algeria said no. We didn't know what Algeria said. We did not know what they said.
I think they actually said no. I think they actually said no because I read it yesterday. I think they actually said no for Algeria.
The news didn't come out.
Well, probably I saw that somewhere else, but I guess they said no because I saw that story somewhere.
Okay, let's pretend Algeria said no. Okay. Now, Algeria said no. South Africa is coming out to say yes, we can host this thing for you. So why not? But this is CAF saying, okay, we may have to postpone it again.
For what reason?
for Commonwealth?
Well, I think looking at what I read yesterday, CAF said it's not going to be happening due to some stakeholders. They mentioned FIFA too. That FIFA is also part of the reason why it is not going to be holding, because of some stakeholders issue and FIFA issue. So I think this thing, it is just mediocrity is what is happening to CAF. They are so mediocre when it comes to CAF, Confederation of African Football, because number one, the presumed hosting country, or should I say the country that was certain that is going to be hosting this WAFCON, they are not ready to host it here, or they want it to be postponed. Let's put it that way, that they want it to be postponed. Then you guys already have some alternatives, so why can't you just make use of those alternatives? So to be honest, I think they are, I don't know, the thing is, I think this current CAF, we should be seeing it. We should be seeing something like this for them, because there's nothing like maybe they change president or power has been changed. So they have always been like, I don't want to call them, but they have been almost perfect in the last 2 years. So all of a sudden, with this Morocco saga, they've just changed suddenly. I don't know, maybe Morocco is the reason why our football is growing in Africa. Well, Morocco might be part of the reason, but they are not the main reason. Morocco is not the only.
We can't deny. We can't deny
that. They are part of the reason, but they
because
are not.
Arguably, Morocco has the best facility, the best stadium in Africa presently.
See, that's why I said that they might be one of the reasons why our football is growing in Africa, but they are not the only reason. So why can't it just like extend this opportunity to other countries as well? Now that South Africa, they are ready to host it. I think before there was there were some questions about, like, originally I think about a month ago, South Africa said they have been ready. I don't know if you maybe followed up with that story. South Africa, they've always been ready to host this WAFCON, but due to the fact that Morocco, they were still on it. So of course, for a country that has better facilities, you can't just let them out and give it to South Africa. So to be honest, I think they need to do better. And the thing is, I think they are just succumbing to the pressures of Europeans, talking about European tournaments and also every other tournament, because they feel they are inferior to those tournaments. You know what I'm trying to say? Because CAF, they have been saying themselves inferior. Okay, now the WAFCON shouldn't even be in March initially. Do you understand? It shouldn't even be in March initially. Now they are postponing it to July. They are definitely going to affect these players and the clubs they play for, because at that time some of these players should be resting, because not all the league will still be on at that time, and not all the leagues will be done by that time. So definitely, most of these players is going to be like serve as inconvenience to all of them, or should I say to most of them, because some people that are playing in Asia that are going to be participating in this CAF, so in this WAFCON rather, some are participating in Europe, some are not even in Europe. So definitely it's definitely going to affect most of these players. So they just need to do better when it comes to CAF. Okay,
they need to do better when it comes to CAF. And leaving CAF, let's go to another trending issue before we then talk about sport. That's Morocco themselves. It's no news again that Morocco parted ways with Walid Regragui. That's the former coach of the Atlas Lion. Yeah. Now, looking at it's funny. The reason why I say it's funny is because having not won AFCON for a very long time,
50 years. And the last time Morocco, we got to final was in 2004.
Morocco had to say no. Irrespective of what you've achieved with the Atlas Lion, it's time for you to go.
I think it was actually a mutual agreement.
No, that still you have to go. It's mutual.
It's mutual.
Morocco pushed for it.
That was I'm actually going. Being it mutual doesn't mean it came from Regragui or it came from Morocco. It could come from anywhere. But
it came from Morocco 100%.
Yes,
and he agreed. Okay, this is the position. Let me help people at home understand.
They do not know what they are doing.
Wait, he got to analyze. Let me help those at home understand. Now this is it. Otishe da fún wa. Kò ní speak well. Ka sack ye.
No ma. Okay, CV yẹn tó bá rí sack yẹn bí àti kó resign. Ìkan wà okay ju kan lọ.
Ìkan wà okay ju kan lọ.
Resign ó better ju kan gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
Wọ́n gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ lọ.
Lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ go to the one sack gbogbo tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn.
Now, ó possible kó tún sack ẹ̀ tó ti àbá ẹ̀ sí.
Wọ́n ní pé sack ẹ̀.
Now, back to the issue. Ó ti ṣe dáadáa, kò ní pọ́n wa lé, kò dẹ̀ ní pọ́n wọ́n náà lé ká sack ẹ̀. Ó mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀. A máa wá another person. Láàárín mi àti ẹ iṣẹ́ ti tán. So no problem sir. Èmi náà fara mọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n a máa celebrate which they did.
Which is normal.
Wọ́n celebrate. Wọ́n tún host gala night fún.
Which is normal.
Wọ́n ṣe frame ńlá gbàgàdàgbàgàdà fún. Now this is the big thing. The big thing is they said no to Walid Regragui, and they brought in Mohamed Owabi, who initially was working with the junior side, the under 17.
Yeah.
Now this is it. Looking at Morocco as a national side, they have the World Cup just before them.
Just months. I think 2 months. In less than 2 months.
Now, initially they were talking about Xavier Hernandez. But they said, okay, let Regragui come in as interim coach. But as at the gala nights hosted for Regragui, they announced and presented Mohamed Ouabi as the head coach. Now, Ouabi himself has come out to say, well, I'm aware of the expectations before me. Let's talk about Mohamed Ouabi. Let's talk about the Royal Moroccan Football Federation. Now, the RMFF, do they look serious? How do you sack someone who took you to the AFCON final, who took you to World Cup semi-final?
That has never been achieved by any African country.
Exactly. Just months before. Do you think they can replicate that same success or that same milestone, that same feat at the Qatar, the one they did in Qatar? Do you think they can replicate that?
Well, let's start with the decision of letting him go. I think it is should I call it the wrongest decision I've ever seen them make since I've been seen the Moroccan football, because looking at the feats and the achievement of Walid Regragui, it might not have been able to win them any trophy, which is understandable, because the opportunity of trophies is hard in the past few years. When it comes to the AFCON, he's been in the final against Senegal, and I think he's been in some semi-finals and quarter-finals or thereabouts. So for I think if you are okay, let me put this question to you. What if, let's say, if you had won that final against Senegal, would you have still remained, or is it that they are disappointed that he didn't win it against Senegal, because they had everything at their beck and call? They are the host nation, they had more fans, they had more spectators at the tournament, more than any other country, because they are the host nation. So it is definitely expected of them. So now let me say, is it that they are not like disappointed the fact that he couldn't get them the trophy? And I think for them to like parted with for them, let's say I were to be part of the board, let's say like their performance has reduced, or they've deteriorated, but the fact that they are still improving when it comes to the Moroccan national team, they are always improving in the past few years. So I don't know the reason for letting Walid go. To be honest, I think that's actually one of the wrongest decisions, but I think it's not going to be affecting them so much, because with the way Moroccan football is built, because you get to see the way they have been playing from under 17. They are current under 20. They are the world champion when it comes to World Cup.
But we are talking about big boys now.
We are talking about but with the way Morocco's football is being played, like the way it is built, I think it's going to be difficult for like an outside coach to come and be the coach.
Okay.
Did not get where I'm coming from now, because it's definitely going to be difficult because like it's just like Spain. You can actually bring in any coach of any level, maybe under 17, under 20, to come and be that of the national team. Talking about the La Liga of Spain, because it's almost like the same pattern of football that they play, right from their junior levels to the senior level. So I think that's why they didn't want to go outside Morocco to go and bring a foreigner, because if Xavi Hernandez should come, it's definitely going to be a foreigner in Morocco. So which is understandable. So I actually think we are not going to be seeing much difference. Even I don't know, this man can even be like more successful than Walid Regragui for the national team, but we cannot see it.
But one thing we should consider is the time frame. Walid had the time to groom the team, to nurture the team, to build that team. But looking at we are talking about months, about 2 months, in fact less than 2 months. Now, this is the new coach Mohamed Ouabi, coming out to say, well, he was officially unveiled on Thursday as the new head coach of the Morocco national football team, the Atlas Lion. Now, speaking during that presentation to the media, the new manager expressed pride at being entrusted with that role. But according to him, he said, I am aware of the expectations and I'm very honored. Now, he knows there's an expectation.
Surely. For Morocco, the biggest African football nation currently.
Take it or leave it.
You don't have to argue about that.
No, we may argue about it.
Argue with your keyboard. Okay.
I don't even have keyboard. I have mic here.
Argue with the microphone there.
Senegal won the AFCON.
Well, actually,
the biggest team is the one with the AFCON.
When it comes to facility too and other things.
Ṣé facility don gbá ball ni? Àwọn náà ní facility. Ọ̀dọ̀ facility wọn náà sì ti wá win AFCON. Ó yá sọ mí.
Want to get
Okay, finally, Arsenal takes the lead, courtesy of Noni Madueke with a beautiful call.
Near many minutes, not score Man Street, and they quickly go and lower.
Feed, feed. Lẹ́kan Salami dájú bí báyìí lọ.
Kò sáré yẹn jẹ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ torí orí fídì wọn fún díẹ̀ ló fi dájú Liberty lọ.
Díẹ̀ ló fi dájú.
Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ wò feed.
Well, Arsenal takes it. Let's come back and bọ̀ padà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Arsenal. So lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohammed Owuabi àti kìíní pressure tó wà lórí ẹ̀ ṣòro yìí pé pressure yẹn á lè jẹ́ kó respond.
Well,
when I say respond, I mean respond with success.
Well, let's take a look back at 2012 when Roberto Di Matteo was the head coach of Chelsea. I don't think he had up to 5 months for him to win the UEFA Champions League. So I think there are coaches that they are. Since then, have you heard of Roberto Di Matteo to be in charge of any other club since then? See, some coaches will just come and go. They will come and they will disappear, and they're like they've achieved what they want to achieve. So I don't know, maybe this is the kind of coach. What his name is? This is the kind of coach. The new Morocco's coach is
Mohamed Owuabi.
Mohamed Owuabi. I don't know. Maybe this is the kind of coach he is. So maybe you can just like come up. If you like, okay, now the World Cup is his first major tournament that is going to be taking charge of. If you should get to the semi-finals again, trust me, I can actually say with the time is hard. Trust me, he's actually done well. Then there comes in African Cup of Nations in the following year or 2 years after, and he gets to win them or gets to the semi-final. I think I'm actually like going to say kudos to him. I'm actually going to say kudos to him because with the little time he's had, trust me, I do not expect so much from Mohamed. But let's see how things pans out for them.
Okay, let's see how things pans out and leaving that, but still on Morocco. Well. They had talks, and I can affirm that to you that the talk to bring in Andre Iniesta as the sporting director for the national side. The funny one, though, they attempted to bring in Andre Iniesta. Even the plan was to bring in Xavi as the head coach, and then Iniesta as the sporting director.
Existing in Barcelona.
Both deal fell off the break, and according to Andre Iniesta, he's not ready to commit to a sporting director role for now. He's still eyeing to be a coach, and especially club side rather than the national side.
I share back one leg. Only Barcelona once.
Pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí
everything I risk now.
Okay, then finally, this is good news, a very good one. Then we take a short break. We'll come back, and then we give you the news proper bulletins, highlights how it's going in the Nigerian Premier Football League and other games around. Then we take ourselves outside the shores of Africa. But before then, this is a big news, and it's relief. Yes, speaking about Deborah, Rebecca, I beg your pardon, dear, Rebecca John Owatu, who was actually kidnapped a few days back, has actually been released, according to reports. A player of the Nigerian Women Football League, who was adopted in Edo State last week, has regained her freedom after her family paid a ransom, according to what we hear, of 1.5 million. I don't know how substantial that is. That is allegedly paying about. I mean, I don't know if it's more, I don't know if it's less. But Blessing Ojima, a relative of the former Oyo State Pacesetter Queen Football Club player, confirmed the development to FIJ, a media house, on Friday. That's yesterday. Rebecca was kidnapped on February 27 in Okada, Edo State, alongside 2 other passengers when armed men attacked the vehicle they were traveling in. The adopters initially demanded for 20 million naira from her family before later reducing the demand to 10 million. And according to Ojima, the footballer was released late on Thursday night after negotiations and the eventual payment of the ransom. Although she has not yet seen Ioto, according to her, in person, but she said they spoke on the phone and confirmed her safe release. According to her, she's out. We paid 1.5 million. But what's your take on this? Well, a little bit. Pacesetter Queen had to release a press statement on Tuesday or on Monday that, contrary to popular opinion that she happens to be a footballer of Pacesetter Queen, they confirmed that she had been released alongside some other players. However, humanity comes first. And according to Pacesetter Queen, they had communicated with necessary bodies, stakeholders, security operatives, and here and there. But at the end of the day, this is being released. Now, looking at the situation, what's your view?
Well, it's sad, but it all boils down to the security of the nation. Yeah, I think that's just the root of it. It all boils down to the security of the nation, because it could be anyone. Just because
that's where I'm going to.
Yeah, it could be anyone. Just because it is, I don't know. I feel she was targeted, because with the way sport is going in Nigeria, people think most of these young athletes, they have more than they actually have. It could even be any male footballer, but by the time it is a male footballer, the story is going to be different, because the 1.5 that is allegedly said that was collected for a male footballer that plays for Remo Stars, God forbid, it's going to be more than that, because they will feel your club has to to be involved in it. Your family has to be, because obviously Remo Stars, they are they are the private club that makes the most profit when it comes to Nigerian football. So they are going to be expecting more than that. But because she's a female, I don't know. I just feel she was targeted. But I cannot say for a fact. But it all boils down to the security of the nation.
All right, sir, let's go for a commercial. We'll come back to give you sporting stories, including the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's Wells Radio 9.3 FM, and it's Wells Weekend Total Sports with Sam Adiliri, and I have Okpe with me in the studio. We'll be right back. Don't change it there.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Ayobola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903-936-8185. Call Toby on 0803-509-3395. 994. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Welcome back. It still was Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio, and it's Wells Weekend Total Sports. I have Ope 1B. Ope just switch it up there. Ja bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti inú ikọ̀ Super Eagles. Ó ti ń dàbí woro sí woro left and right. Àwọn èèyàn ti ń jẹ belief. Wọ́n ti ń jẹ faith o. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wípé kí ni a lọ World Cup, a ní lọ World Cup. Ṣùgbọ́n ká tiẹ̀ tó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa World Cup o. Ìṣòromu, ìdán do wetin, ìdán chook mouth on top the matter. Ìtọ́kì sí Eric Shell. Ó yá bring back Maduka Okoye as soon as possible. Now we talk that one. Now the former Super Eagles goalkeeper, we all of us know it no be do waiting, it no be new face. So I'm talking about the former Super Eagles goalkeeper, former Nigerian goalkeeper Ike Shoromu has urged Super Eagles coach Eric Shell to recall Udinese shortstopper, speaking about Maduka Okoye, to the senior national team that's ahead of the next international window. According to Shoromu criticized Okoye for turning down the chance to be with the team at the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Now I want you to look at it well. Remember, it was called Okoye turned down that offer. Please, I need to focus on my club career. Probably we all know what happened. We knew what happened, rather. We knew what happened. Okay, it was coming from a scandal, a bet scandal, and probably maybe he wanted to convince the club that my commitment is still here. So he turned down that offer in Morocco in January after he got no guarantees of being the number one in the team. That's another point. There was no guarantee he was going to be the number one. Definitely, it was Stanley Wabali was going to be the number one. So why don't I stay with my team? Now, Okoye has played second fiddle to Stanley Wabali for a very long time, almost a year now, since he returned to the fold again. However, it appears being on the bench is getting to the former Sparta Rotterdam goalie. Now, according to Ike Shoromu, he has said, looking at club form, Okoye is much more better than Stanley Wabali. What's your reaction to that?
I think, starting from where he stopped at the club form, Okoye is actually one of the best goalkeepers when it comes to Italian Serie A, because he has been so good since he went to, since he got to Udinese. So to be honest, I think it's going to be a slap on our face. Let's say we have, for example, now let's say we have a World Cup to play this year now, and we see Stanley Wabali as our first goalkeeper. For someone who has been clubless for over a month now, yes, he has been clubless for over a month. He doesn't have a club yet. So, and if any major tournament should come a month to come now, of course we have no other tournament to play unless they are going to create a special World Cup for us in Africa to be playing with, our shooting stars. It's going to be difficult because he's still going to be the number one goalkeeper. Meanwhile, he doesn't have a club yet. So tell me, his fitness. I know he might be training personally with some personal coaches, but trust me, I think it's still going to be a slap on our face if Udinese goalkeeper doesn't get called up. Because let's take a look at it now. We have to go into any tournament with three goalkeepers: Stanley Wabali, Paul Okoye, and probably Adebayo Adele. Because I don't understand why Francis Owo still gets called up. Because even this Amaz Obasoge and other MPFA goalkeepers that get called up, they don't get to feature. So why is he calling them if you do not have so much belief in them? Because I feel if they are actually good enough, you can't tell me throughout all the games we played that they have come, Amaz Obasoge wasn't in any of the games. The games he could have been, it was Francis Owo you also tested against. So why is that you do not have any trust in them? So I feel if Okoye is there, okay, for example, now let's say we play the one we played against Egypt, the third place match. If it's not going to be Stan Wabali, it should be another goalkeeper. It doesn't have to be Stan Wabali for all the games in any tournament. So the girls need to do better, and I think he deserves to be called back to the Super Eagles.
Okay, Okoye deserves to be called back according to Ope, taking side with with Ike Shoromu in that regard. Moving away from there, let's talk about the postponed WAFCON tournament. Well, Super Falcons defender Ashley Promptre has criticized the postponement of the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations, stating, according to her, stating that such changes would not usually occur in other football tournaments, especially the men. It would never happen if it was the African Cup of Nations for the men that CAF taking their matters as a joke.
I think with this current CAF, it can happen in men football because they're actually looking at, extending the years. Okay, from 2 years, they want to make it 4 years. So I think with this current CAF, I don't know, maybe there has been like some internal changing. And
is it about the internal changes with CAF or the special relationship with Morocco?
Okay, Morocco wouldn't want AFCON to be played there before 4 years because they haven't won it in 50 years. If it gets to be played in 4 years, the time is going to be 54 years. They haven't won it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because they want to continue to be on global stage, like on global ranking every time. So I don't think any African country or any football federation in Africa would want the AFCON to be played there before 4 years. Now back to what Ashley Prompter has said. I think it's with this current CAF, it's going to happen in men football.
One person taking side with Ashley Prompter is a former Nigerian player too. Speaking about Ifeanyi Udeze has come out to say it is very, very disappointing that CAF not even implementing it. That CAF had the thought to postpone.
Say even come their mind.
Say the thing even come in their mind. Say in our shifter. Before you even talk about, okay, we finally confirm we are going to shift it. Say that kind of thing come in our mind. It's a disgrace. It's disappointing, according to Udeze.
Trust me, with the last edition of AFCON, it is not only Africans that are expecting this AFCON. Like other continents,
other federation,
or Europeans, South Americans, North Americans, Asians, like they are anticipating the AFCON. Because let's take a look at this now. For any, like most of people now, they do not get to see the Super Falcons played, but when they go to the final against Morocco, they are playing against those nations. They saw it, and that alone, like their love for the Super Falcons and African football, it's just skyrocketed. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? Because most people, they don't even see the Super Eagles unless it gets to the knockout stages. Then they want to see what they can do, because I have a lot of friends that they don't know, like they are not interested in Nigerian football again, be it men or women. But when it gets to the knockout stages or finals, let's look at the last final of the WAFCON now. Nigeria against Morocco, they came from 2 goals down to later win the tournament. So a lot of countries, even all over the world, people all over the world, they want to see the current this year's AFCON. Now that it has been postponed, they are going to be disappointed. Some might never even see women's African football again. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they are just like, they are not just disappointing the world, they are also disgracing the federation at large.
Let's use this and leave WAFCON and CAF. What's your take, or what would have been your position if you have held one executive role in the Confederation of African Football setup? Now, should CAF repostpone the WAFCON? Should CAF maintain the new dates, or should CAF just give it to South Africa, who is ready to host it?
I think for so much anticipation around this tournament, it should be given to South Africa. But
will it not affect the relationship with Morocco?
It's going to affect the relationship. But at the same time, relationships sometimes, if I say that what you are gaining from this,
we are bigger than Morocco now.
I understand. The thing is, you and
Africa now.
Africa is bigger than Morocco. We are one was AFCON without Morocco. It could shock you. Relationship has to be very, very mutual.
Okay.
If what you are getting from the other person is more than what the person is getting from that person is definitely like less inferior to you, because you feel the person is gaining more from you. So for Morocco, it's just like that, because CAF feel they are gaining more from Morocco. Do you get?
And Morocco thinks they are giving us more.
So definitely, if I were to be,
but in reality, is Morocco not giving us more?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I were to be in Morocco's shoes, so I go get like
shoulder pad.
My shoulder.
We are talking about a stadium. Okay, we are talking about a stadium. Tojo baro.
Now
immediately omi yen gbe. So immediately stadium yen gbe.
It's not like Mansfield Stadium. So
okay,
so what am I talking about? So they have. I don't like they have
one every reason Latin shoulder pad.
So it is very, very normal. Okay, if it is easy, okay, now
you self build that for your stadium, build that for your country.
NFL self, how not run there? Okay, for example, now let's say Morocco, they are beginning to show they are getting more pompous than they should be. Okay, now for example, let's say they have other option with Senegal, they have other option with Nigeria, they have other option with South Africa, with Congo,
with Cameroon.
If you have other options, 5 different other options, to hell with Morocco, they are not even going to care about who Morocco is or what they have been getting in the past. If they have, okay, now you can just collaborate 2 countries, maybe one in West Africa and one in North Africa, so they are going to match every opportunity. It's even going to be better than that of Morocco, because Morocco, they are in North Africa. If they can beg Tunisia or Algeria, I beg, make una try co-host AFCON or WAFCON, make them come West Africa, so maybe Ghana, Cameroon, or Nigeria or Senegal, make them drag them to self. Okay, so if they use West Africa and North Africa, even Morocco and self, akpa my jabo kwe àwọn CAF no one so but we don't have any other option. The next available option we have is South Africa. Aside South Africa, I don't think anyone else is ready when it comes to, because I should have also mentioned Egypt, but Egyptian stadiums, it is for the level of their league, not for a whole African tournament. But for Morocco, for their league, it is okay. For African, even sometimes they can actually host under 20 World Cup, under 17, they can host it. That's why you see, I think Costa Rica was the last country to host under 17 World Cup for the men. Go and check their league. Is their league part of the top 50 in the world? No, because they only have their stadium are good, but they don't have players to improve their league. So that's just how sporty. But if I were to be part of the CAF, yeah. But the fact that they actually tag FIFA and some stakeholders to it, so I don't know how to get FIFA, because I don't know, maybe FIFA is the one controlling CAF for us now to rule us in Africa, because there are a lot of things actually.
Calm down, my brother. On Facebook, Wales Radio 893 FM fan page, you can stream us live. We have Michael Daniels, well done, Sardillery, Jola Shuario Henry, I greet you, well done. That's the Inter Milan guy watching you from Oyo, up Inter Milan. Arsenal to score now. So, and the second half, don't they do it in, don't they set as the players are finding their way back to the pitch. That's the game between Arsenal. We'll be coming to the FA shortly, but before then, let's go to FIFA concerning the World Cup. Well, this is a surprise because FIFA, at the death of the moment, could invoke a rarely used provision. Actually, there is that clause in FIFA's framework.
Sherry, our clause, okay, they can never open for another countries. But when it comes to some countries, this is favoritism and what you can bring to them.
According to the clause, according but Osha wà nínú òfin wọn.
Ó wà nínú òfin, but Sherry, wọn ṣá lòfin wà. Tó máa nípa wọn ò ṣí òfin yẹn, because tó bá láwọn ò ṣí òfin, tó bá jẹ́rú díà Congo ní òun Nàìjíríà fẹ́ ṣòjúrò fún, ṣé wọ́n á ṣòfin fún díà Congo ní.
Ẹ̀wọ̀n plan pa àwọn fẹ́ ṣòjúrò according to ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́sìn lórí ìjà Iran kò ṣèjà Iran, lórí rògbòdìyàn Mexico kò ṣèjà Mexico. FIFA could replace teams legit, irrespective of federation, if they are ready to invoke that rarely used provision according to regulation concerning the upcoming intercontinental playoffs for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is called off. That is if it is called off due to unforeseen circumstances. Now, the staging of the decisive qualifying matches involve the Iraq national football team who have come under doubt amid travel disruption linked to ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Now, Iraq are scheduled to face either Bolivia national football team or the Suriname national football team. That's March 31st in Monterrey in Mexico, with the winner securing a place at this year's expanded World Cup tournament. However, the match is now under threat following the closure of Iraqi airspace after airstrikes are carried out by the United States and Israel against Iran. Come on, plane. Iraqi close the airspace. Plane. Now, which have further destabilized travels across the region. Now, even before the latest development, concerns have been raised about the safety of hosting World Cup fixtures in Mexico. Another problem. Now, due to gang-related violence, nevertheless, Gianni Infantino, president of the FIFA, previously played down those concerns, saying he was not worried about the situation. Now, according to reports, now is FIFA is looking at giving Iraq a straight go. But how do we then justify Bolivia?
You see, I think whichever countries, because
Otoha,
but looking at how things are going, the affected countries, they should look for let me say subsequent replacement from the continent, not outside the continent. They are more. Do you get what I'm trying to say now?
That's from their federation.
From yes, I mean the continent. If issue is happening in let's say, let's say what is happening between a certain African country and another African country. Now, you have to look for replacements from Africa to replace those two countries that have already qualified for World Cup in Africa, not outside Africa. So it should be advantage to Africans, not outside Africans. So for Iran, they are in Asia. So look for another country who got
within
to
the Asia circle.
Within the Asian circle, like it shouldn't be outside Asia. I'm a Nigerian. I would love us to play at the World Cup, but looking at, say, you just have to be very, very objective and not subjective. Nigeria do not deserve to go to the World Cup because why would not qualify automatically or in a very logical manner? But now for Iran, go to Asia. Look for another that is close to qualification. Let's say like they got knocked out when Nigeria got knocked out against DR Congo. You can just like bring the two of them.
That's the Federation playoff.
Exactly. So you allow them if you have officially decided to cancel or to not to allow them participate. But if not, come on, let it go on like that.
Okay, well, we're talking about this special clause. Arsenal had the chance to take the second goal, but that wasted courtesy of Kai Havertz. It's another corner kick for Arsenal. We come in here shortly, but quickly, well, under Article 6 of FIFA regulation for the 2026 World Cup, that there is a clause called the force majeure. The force majeure is that particular clause, provision which exists to address situation in which a participating team cannot take part in a match. Now, regulation 6.5 covers case of force majeure, now defined as unforeseen event that prevents a match from taking place. Now, in such circumstances, FIFA's organizing body has the authority to determine the outcome and implement a necessary measure. Now, the rule also states that if a match cannot be played, the relevant confederation and the participating team may propose a resolution subject to FIFA's approval. Now, additionally, if you then read further to 6.7, regulation 6.7, then allows FIFA to replace a team that withdraws from the tournament entirely or take other step it considers appropriate. Now, that clause means FIFA could either invite a replacement, that's a replacement nation, to take the vacant spot, or modify the competition format if necessary. But for now, organizers maintain that preparations for the playoff matches continue while officials monitor developments in the region. So most likely, on talk by Sonya, ó ṣeéṣe kó ṣẹlẹ̀ kí wọ́n dúró sí confederation yẹn pé okay, within this confederation Asia náà la ṣì wà, let's do what, let's have this game, and it's 1-1.
Wow.
It's 1-1. Arsenal just conceded a goal. Now it's looking beautiful. It's looking.
Stadium.
Stadium le Arsenal ti concede, Mansfield ti score.
Sherry, Arsenal kan ti concede. Àwa tá jẹ́ lólùfẹ́ football American concede bí méjì mẹ́ta sí kí má ṣe dé parí síbẹ̀. So nínú 4 trophies tán ní lọ́kàn láti gbà ó ti kù mẹ́ta.
Ṣé òun try láti help Arsenal ni pé kán lè concentrate sórí àwọn yòókù.
Àti mi jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kan gbà kan bọ̀ ó ṣọ̀pù league yẹn wọn ló máa já sí. Bọ̀ pé àwọn gba 4 trophies ní season kan Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kárí. So next step ni Man City náà kan bá nà wọ́n ní Carabao Cup. Champions League yẹn náà kí Barcelona kan bá nà wọ́n ní semi-final. So ká fi league nìkan lè fún Arsenal báyìí. 49
minutes of gameplay at the one called stadium. Mansfield Town 1, Arsenal 1, and it's a beautiful goal. As well, it's more pressure. I'm looking about Manchester Arsenal are the playing team. They have a strong squad for this particular game. Arrizabalaga, the one between the stick, except Salmon, who is Salmon, who is just 16-year-old at the back. That's Marley Salmon at the back. Mosquera is there. Calafiori is there. In the middle, they have Noni Maduke, Nogard, Havertz, Martinelli. Up front, they have Dalman. Trossard started, though he was injured and was replaced by Ikampe. Up front, they have Gabriel Jesus. So, Arsenal should have no excuse.
Well, they are going to have more zero excuse if they should get to this, because they have very good players. Like their first 11 is on the bench, so that's why they actually brought them, because they know the second team is not that reliable. But
this second team we are talking about, Martinelli is not reliable, Kai Havertz is not reliable, Notgard, okay, well, Noni Maduke, Gabriel Jesus.
Most of these people that I just listed, they are not first-team players. They still have Saka on the bench. They have Izzy on the bench. They have, I think Rice is there or no. I'm not sure if Rice is still on the bench. So they have players that can change the current result of this game. So that's what Arteta always does. He will start those inferior. I don't want to call them inferior. Those players that are not that good.
Fringe players.
Yeah, he will start them for this kind of cups. Then he still has Julian Timber on the bench. He has Iberichizi on the bench. Bukayo Saka is still on the bench. Victor Gyökeres is also on the bench. So let's see what this four can do.
Okay, let's see what the four can do. Victor Gyökeres also on the bench. But in the meantime, well, 51 minutes gone by. Arsenal 1, Mansfield Town 1 in the 5th round. Round 5 of the FA Cup. And away from there, let's move away from the fever story to talk about the Super Eagles. Wilfred Ndidi, the captain of the Super Eagles, have come out to actually encourage, motivate the Super Eagles player, telling them to stay ready as FIFA reviews Congo eligible case. Now, Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi says Nigerian national team remains focused on its preparation despite uncertainty surrounding the country's hope to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And according to the captain, he's also urging his players to stay focused in that regard. Guys, anytime, if you call us, so we'll do it, we'll complete World Cup. And we just have to do what? We just have to be ready. Why did you laugh?
Yeah, anytime, David.
Anytime, people call us. She won, she pẹ̀lú South Africa ni. New qualifiers. Last náà kan náà sọ wípé imagine wípé a ti ń win àwọn matches wa lọ.
ṣe n tó wà kọjá náà.
kan tó your point South Africa yẹn.
ẹ ti lè imagination gẹ́gẹ́ ló ń kó bá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Nàìjíríà so imagine tí South Africa fi lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ mọ́ lọ́wọ́ imagine.
wọ́n ṣà your point.
no ṣe Republic lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ mọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn African countries tí wọ́n deserve sorry ṣe é pé àwọn alẹ́ káwọn à ń bẹ̀ ahead wọn wọ́n ti lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ èyí wà ẹ̀ ṣe wà ń imagine. Imagination go.
Okay, imagine wípé.
Imagine kankan mọ elu another kini.
Kí la fẹ́ lò lẹ́yìn imagine.
Our imagination no be carry us go US, go Mexico and Canada. So waiting with the imagine gogo.
Okay.
Let's say make we dream say dream if you happen.
Dream call. Ká ní wípé ìgbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ yọ.
Ká ní pé na imagine.
Ká ní pé Nigeria wọ́n ní kí n má lo imagine.
Ẹ ti padà sọ you right.
Anyway, that way Wilfred Ndidi has said the Super Eagles player needs to stand up and get set. FIFA could call them anytime from now, and that's a big one. But Okpe is not even interested with that. Aqua United in the Nigerian Premier Football League as will be coming to the NPFL, and the NNL in large has said they are ready to do what? They are ready to take a push for next season to come straight up into the Nigerian Premier Football League. And speaking about Nigerian Premier Football League, we'll be having no games today, all games tomorrow. Kano Pillars will be taking on Barau. That's 3:30 tomorrow.
Yes.
Give us the rundown.
Also, Kano Pillars also give it us against Barau FC by 3:30. This next game is also by 3:30. Katsina United against Kwara United. Abia Warriors at the Aba Stadium, that's Imba International Stadium, against our very own Shooting Stars, who recently defeated Kano Pillars by 2-1. Yes, they will be playing against Abia Warriors tomorrow by 4 p.m. The rest of these games are for 4 p.m. Enugu Rangers against Remo Stars, the defending champion and the former champion, against each other. Kon Califat against Barisa United, Nasarawa United against Ikorodu City, Plateau United against Niger Tornadoes. We have Rivers United against Bended Insurance, Warri Wolves against Eyimba International of Aba, Wiki Torres, the one of the babies of the league, against El Kanemi Warriors.
Okay, that's the game. As it's much, but let's talk quickly about Shooting Stars and Remo Stars. Shooting Stars returned to the Lakers Salami Sports Complex after that ban or that suspension, and it was victory for them over Kano Pillars. A beautiful match to watch. A game that celebrated legendary Ahmed Musa. It was beautiful. I was at the stadium. But leaving that alone, we'll be going to Abia Warriors, a strong side in the league. Do you think Shooting Stars will come with something?
Well, for Abia Warriors, they are number 5 where we are number 7. They are 2 points ahead of us, 43 where we have 41 points. So if we should pick up an away win, which is going to be the subject matter of the discussion, because Shooting Stars, when last did they pick maximum points on the road? It's been so it's been long. So I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult for Shooting Stars to go to the boys of Imam Amakpakabu and pick up all the available points, because Imam Amakpakabu is also looking forward to play another continental football next season. Not forgetting he played this season, but it was out of the competition very, very early. So he's also hoping to take Abia Warriors even to the next stage, probably Champions League or the Confederation Cup. But for Shooting Stars, they also have the same ambition to go there and to pick up maximum. But I think for the way he rotates his team when it comes to away games, I think that's one of the reasons why they do not get to pick up maximum points away from home, because he plays his best team at home. Then he goes, he rotates a lot when it comes to away teams. But I think with Shooting Stars, with what they are building, they can just go there to pick up a point. But I don't see them
taking maximum points.
I don't see them picking maximum points in that game.
All right, let's talk about Remo Stars. New coach Usman Abdullah took charge of his first game played at the Remo Ikede Stadium, and it was a victory, 2-0 for Remo Stars. Remo Stars will travel all the way to Enugu, a top test for the experienced coach and for Remo Stars, who seems to want to give themselves a life outside relegation this season. Do you think they can continue that momentum from the first game for Usman Abdullah when they take on Enugu Rangers tomorrow 4 p.m?
I think Usman Abdullah is not just in a good position. The time he joined Remo
the time
Stars
frame is late.
Is way too late, because looking at it now,
the time itself is an extra pressure.
It's an extra pressure. I'm not forgetting the club he's in. They are the defending champion. That alone is a pressure. So I think for Remo Stars, a lot is actually currently wrong with the club, because Usman Abdullah was assigned. He was appointed as the current head coach now, without any news of the departure or the sacking of their former head coach. Talking about Daniel Ogumodede, because we all know that yes, Daniel Ogumodede was not officially sacked, or probably let's say they didn't release his sack, his sack news, and he didn't also publish news that yes, is out of Remo Stars. So I think that's how things is being run in NPFL. But going into that game, I think they are going to win, or they are going to pick up a draw.
Okay, possibly they win or they pick up or draw against Enugu Rangers. And talking about table toppers who lost their place, Ikorodu City will take on Nasarawa United. Do you think they can do something?
For Ikorodu City, they seriously want to win the league, but there is going to be a pity for them, because Rivers United they'll be the one picking up the league this season. Rivers United, I expected them to pick it up last season, but they were second this season. I think it's not going to pass them by. Though their involvement in continental games, they were very, very poor. Out of 6 games, they only drew 1 and they lost 5 for Rivers United. And the shame to Nigeria football that a club that plays 6 games in the continent, lost 5, drew 1, is the one topping our table
with 2 games to spare.
Oh my God! To be honest, like our football in Nigeria, I think or should I say our league is going to be like this for the next couple of years. So Rivers United against Rivers United, they'll be playing Nasarawa United against Ikorodu City. I think it should be a victory for Nasarawa United or a draw. I don't see Ikorodu City picking up maximum points in that game.
Okay, moving away from the Nigerian Premier Football League, let's go straight up to games coming up today, starting from the Spanish La Liga. Before we go straight to the FA Cup, we told you it's 1-1 presently at the One Call Stadium, the game between Mansfield Town and Arsenal. But before then, in the Spanish La Liga, Osasuna and Mallorca are playing at a stalemate presently, 0-0, 30 minutes gone in that particular game. It's yellow card for Reed of Mansfield. Mansfield is beginning to step it up against Arsenal. That's what it is when you allow a weaker team to get a goal in that regard. Well, still in the Spanish La Liga, Levante and Girona will be 4:15, while Atletico de Madrid at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano in the round 27 of the La Liga. Yes, I don't know why they don't put the Santander there. I always love the Santander. Well, it seems the contract is over.
Exactly.
Well, at the La Liga, Atletico de Madrid will take on Real Sociedad, while Athletic Club versus Barcelona, the Estadio de San Mamés, would be 9 p.m., where Barcelona will be looking to cement their ground, though injury knocking here and there for them for Barcelona, but they'll be looking to cement their ground. Lamine Yamal, remember, scored his first career hat-trick recently, becoming the 3rd youngest hat-trick scorer in La Liga history, and Barcelona have won their last 10 home matches since returning to the Spotify Camp Nou. Now, Barcelona will try away from Camp Nou to take on Athletic Club at the San Mamés today, 9 p.m.
I think the most interesting game when it comes to the La Liga this today, I don't know why I see it interesting, is because the game between Atletico de Madrid and Real Sociedad, because these two teams they are the Copa del Rey finalists. So I think it's just like going to be a should I call it preamble or Riaza towards the final, because the final is also very, very close. Talking about the Copa del Rey final, because Atletico de Madrid they knocked out Barcelona, while Real Sociedad they also knocked out Athletic Club Bilbao, and these two teams that were knocked out by the finalists are also going to be playing again today. So let's say maybe they are going to be it's going to be like an unofficial third place for Atletico de Madrid. I
like that unofficial third place.
Unofficial third place by between Club Bilbao and Barcelona, and of course the pre-final before final between Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad. So let's see what would happen in those two fixtures.
Okay, and moving away,
I think Madrid should win, while Barcelona should also win away.
You think Atletico de Madrid, because Real Madrid still have his game tomorrow, and now it's the substitution you're talking about for Arsenal.
asọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé
wọ́n ti fẹ́ gbé wọn wọlé.
wọ́n padà gbé wọn wọlé tí wọ́n ti káyọ̀tà gan lọ bọ́ búùtù gan àbí kó gan lọ wọ búùtù ìyàwó ajẹ́ ń yọ àìlè ni kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe sí.
ok Arsenal ti ṣe kíni Arsenal ti ronúpìwàdà a ṣe ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ká tó débẹ̀ ẹ já lọ sí Italian Serie A Cagliari àwọn yẹn agbàlejò tíìmù tèmi ní sáà tá a wà yìí the best team this season. bá mi gbárùkọ tíìmù yẹn.
Como ni ṣẹ́rí Cesc Fabregas yẹn ó jẹ́ kó rí mi máa tán àgbà tó ti wọ mo sọ pé is the next Xabi Alonso gbàtọ́ kó gbaṣẹ́ Como àbí first season ni Como wọ́n ní pé is the next Xabi Alonso because the way boy perform most of these teams that get to promote you see them like relegate the following season but for he dey beat the biggest in
on bá Inter Milan fa.
like anybody tó bá ṣàti big báyìí wàá jẹ́ ìwọ tó bá kékeré gan ìyá tó máa jẹ́ so for Como come on. They have been so good.
Well, Como being so good. We're talking about a team who won their last 4 away matches, scoring 11 goals in that regard. Well. Ọpẹ́ Odemosira really see Arsenal ma win match yìí.
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ wọ́n win.
Well, Cagliari will take on Como 3 p.m. today at the Unipol Domus in the Italian Serie A round 28, and also Atalanta will take on Udinese at the New Balance Arena, where our very own Maduka Okoye will be trying to keep a clean sheet against Atalanta today 6 p.m. and also the final game today in the Italian Serie A will see Juve take on Pisa 8:45 p.m. Then in the German Bundesliga games coming.
We have FC Heidenheim against Hoffenheim, Freiburg against Bayern Leverkusen, Mainz 05 against VfB Stuttgart, RB Leipzig against Augsburg, and Wolfsburg against Hamburger SV. And for FC Köln against Dortmund, for the French Ligue 1, we have Nantes against Angers, Auxerre against Strasbourg, and Toulouse against Marseille. Not forgetting PSG. They were defeated by Monaco yesterday at the Parc des Princes Stadium by 3-1. Okay,
a repeat of the Champions League. Arsenal just wasted a chance at the head of the line. It was a touchline clearance from a Mansfield defender. What a chance. It should have, I think that should have been a goal rather than taking a pass, but it is what it is for Arsenal. The frustration continues to pile up. A corner kick for the Gunners as Nani Madueke moves down to the corner spot to take the ball, and away from the German Bundesliga. All games coming 3:30, except that Cologne and Dortmund will be coming 6:30 to the French Ligue 1. Nantes will take on Angers 5 p.m. Auxerre will take on Strasbourg 7 p.m. and Toulouse will take on Marseille 9:05. Okay, on top that one, I don't know what you follow me talk. What you
Motika.
Oh, ọkàn mi ò sí lọ́dọ̀ tí ọ̀dọ̀ Arsenal mo wà torí Arsenal gbọ́dọ̀ ná match yìí ni.
ẹ̀yin méjì lẹ́jọ́ Arsenal.
Okay, speaking about the English FA Cup, 64 minutes gone. Wow, Mansfield.
Mansfield
had a chance. It was a true pass. But unfortunately, the ball could not connect with the striker, and it went straight to Arisa Balaga. That was a chance to take a lead. Tese baba boy egoni. Torí deflection tintini ni.
Esi o bada dan o ba die but ibi e kan ese lo ba modri.
Well, in the English FA Cup, Mansfield taking on Arsenal. It's been battle so far for the Gunners at the One Call Stadium, where Evans cancelled out a Nani Madueke's 41-minute goal in the 50th minute. Well, Mansfield Town won, Arsenal won. Few minutes to go to the end of that game. Let's see if Arsenal can pull themselves back into this game, or if it's going to be a shocker. Remember, it's an offline clearance, and also without contact, Arsenal coming close again, but this time around the defense of Mansfield doing the needful, though conceding possession back to Arsenal. Let's move away from Arsenal. Still in the FA Cup, 6:45 p.m. Wrexham, yes, the dramatic Wrexham will take on Chelsea today at the Stoke Ras, 6:45 p.m. Arsenal with the aim, and it's a goal. Eberechi Eze. Finally, Arsenal pulls one back. How are you feeling?
I'm not feeling good though.
Because, my brother.
Because with this goal, our Mansfield ija when they forget them.
When Mansfield, just show respect. Mansfield, Arsenal tell you.
Kids won the Arsenal. And to one Ligue 1. Mo ṣetán ṣe kó wọ́n dé Ligue 1 láti Premier League. Wọ́n lọ Championship láti Championship wọ́n dé Ligue 1. Máa dún ṣetán ṣe wọ́n ní wọ́n lè Arsenal. Wọ́n lè Arsenal but ó ti lọ.
Well, a beautiful strike from Eberechi Eze, picking one, picking two, taking a straight shot, and there it is. Arsenal 2, Mansfield 1. Wrexham Chelsea today.
Well, it's going to be a tough one for Chelsea because Wrexham they've always proved to be a tough nut to crack for most of the teams in the wherever it is they are playing. I think they're in the championship now. Yes, so let's see how far let's see how well Chelsea can do against Wrexham. But I think it's going to be quite difficult for Chelsea. But it might probably end up
just like this game,
because where Chelsea will have to bring in their key players just like to be able to go past Wrexham. But I think that might not even be the case because Chelsea's second team. They did not really have a second team because I don't think they really have a second team like that of Arsenal because there's no way you want to see second team that you'll not be seeing the likes of James or Gusto. They got I'm trying to say even Kukurea might get to play because it's
so
just,
first team, second team, what joined together now?
It's joined together unlike this Arsenal.
Okay, then Newcastle, that's the big one in the FA Cup today. Top division team, Newcastle United, will take on Manchester City at the St. James's Park, 9 p.m.
Well, I don't know what is wrong with this English clubs because they have always been pitching Man City and Newcastle together since this season has started. So I'm tired of seeing the two of them together, to be honest. I don't really know what to say.
For the 5th time this season.
Chasing now. And even in the league is meant to be just 2 times home and away. Carabao Cup, they have played against each other. FA Cup now, they are still against each other. Probably before this season end again, they might just set up another match, like a friendly match, because they just play one more time. So again. So today, I don't think Man City would win today.
Okay, you don't think Man City will win today, but remember, Newcastle haven't kept a clean sheet in 12 matches. And Man City haven't lost in 10 matches, but Okpe is saying he's not seeing Man City winning today. Well, remember they played 2-2 against Nottingham Forest. And moving away from the FA Cup coming up today, let's go quickly tomorrow. Games coming up tomorrow, starting with the Spanish La Liga. In the Spanish La Liga, Villarreal will take on Elche 2 p.m. Getafe and Real Betis 4:15. 6:30 we'll see Sevilla and Real Vallecano slug it out. And then Valencia and Deportivo Alaves will be 9 p.m. In the Italian Serie A tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Lecce will take on Cremonese, while Bologna will take on Hellas Verona 3 p.m. Same time, we'll see Fiorentina and Parma slug it out, while Genoa will take on Roma 6 p.m. AC Milan and Inter Milan, that's the Milan derby, 8:45 p.m. I would love to take a prediction for this particular game. It's the San Siro derby tomorrow. What's your take?
For the Milan derby, it's going to be difficult, but looking at how things are going, I think we're going with AC Milan to pick up to be victorious. Yeah.
Okay, Jola Oshwari Eri will not want to listen to that. It's Bank J saying, well done, thank you. You're feeling this wonderful afternoon. It's still was Radio 89.3 FM. We have just a few minutes to go, but before then, let's move away from the Italian Serie A to the German Bundesliga. 2 games tomorrow. St. Pauli and Frankfurt will be 3:30, while Union Berlin will take on Werder Bremen 5:30 tomorrow. Then in the French Ligue 1, Lens and Metz 3 p.m. Then Brest will take on Le Havre 5:15. Same time 5:15 we'll see Lille take on Lorient, while Nice will take on Rennes 5:15. Then 8:45 p.m. we'll see Lyon take on Paris FC. Then coming to the English FA tomorrow, Fulham will take on Southampton 1 p.m. Port Vale will take on Sunderland 2:30, and Leeds will take on Norwich 5:30. Now, moving away from there, okay, let's talk quickly about Arsenal. The pressure has been piling up Mikel Arteta, calling his antics, his pattern of play, boring. It started with Anslot Lokoko Bere. He described Arsenal as killing the joy of Premier League because of their corner FC pattern. Set piece, over-reliance on set piece. And went on to Fabian Ozela, the coach of Brighton and Hove Albion, saying Arsenal takes about 1 minute before they take their corner kick, then describing their game between Arsenal as a very boring one. Arsenal did not come to play football. Here and there, David Moyes of Everton also coming out to criticize Arsenal. Everybody is now talking about Arsenal. Do you think it's about the set piece, or people are just bitter that Arsenal looks likely to win something or win the league this season?
I think it is the latter. Yeah, they are just being bitter, to be honest, because I don't know why you should be policing how a football game should be played, to be honest, because the last time I checked, I don't think a football game was said. Well, let me even start with an that I started with. He said Arsenal are not a joy to watch. Is his own team even a joy to watch? Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool.
They are a sad team to watch, to be honest. Liverpool, they are not a joy team to watch, to be honest. So for Fabian Ozila, I think in that particular game he's talking about, Arsenal they didn't do well. I want to say that one cuckoo, because tell me why Arsenal wasted 30 minutes in restarting the game. statistically, like they wasted 30 minutes. Okay, let's say a ball goes out now. Timber that is meant to throw in, he might just wait for to be talking to another player. So they wasted 30 minutes out of 90 minutes to restart the game, which is like normal. It's more like a tactic, like, because fine, the goal they got, it was not like, should I say well deserved, it was not really well deserved, if not for the mistake of the goalkeeper of Brighton's goalkeeper, trust me. So, and they wanted to win that game. They knew that 3 points was very, very, very much important for them. So I think, I don't know why they are policing the kind of game Arsenal, the kind of football Arsenal, the Arsenal are playing. So to be honest, I don't think they should be doing that. But looking at how things are going, Arsenal, there are some games where you are still going to see more of Arsenal's around football. That is just the truth.
Okay, and let's go to Manchester United quickly now. Your favorite pundit, you should know what I'm talking about, has come out to say that well, he's not surprised Manchester United lost their previous game, because if you look at the setup, Man U looks tired, exhausted, and it's just vibe according to him, and he's not expecting even less in coming games from Manchester United.
Facts. If not that he used to be a former player, I would have said he had no clue about football.
But he understands analysis.
We and who?
Jamie Carragher.
Who understand analysis? She the one way just talk, just an analysis.
Keep his analysis.
Like sometimes Jamie Carragher will talk, you'll be like, no, maybe he just started watching football a year ago, or he's just getting into sports a year ago. To be honest, like, I think it all boils down to Michael Carrick, because I've always been saying Manchester United fans, they have been saying yes, he needs to be appointed as the head coach of United, but I think it is too early. And why I say that is because he hasn't had any defeats since he has been managing. Let's see how he reacts after the defeat. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So, because for a manager who is here to taste the defeat, now that he has been defeated by Newcastle, let's see his reaction and if he's going to bounce back anytime soon. Dig what I'm trying to say, because for a big club, they need a coach that gets to bounce back easily after defeat. So let's see what Michael Carrick can do. But for Manchester United, I think they have been very, very decent since Michael Carrick since he came in. So let's see how far they can go, because currently they are the only big team in England that they are only playing one tournament. It's the only Premier League they're playing. They are out of every available.
So excuse gone here.
So to be honest, so I think they are going to be finishing third this season in the Premier League.
Okay, I think they'll finish third this season. Well, in contrary opinion, let's go straight up to Paris Saint-Germain. After that defeat yesterday to Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain coach Luis Enrique has come out to say it is very, very important for PSG to discover their confidence before they take on Chelsea in the Champions League.
Well, with the look of things, they really need.
But should that game disturb their confidence level? However, some people are coming to say, if you look at Paris Saint-Germain, they are not looking very outstanding, especially in their league in recent games.
Well, they may have not been outstanding in their league, but when it comes to continental football, they get to showcase what they are made of. But I think it's going to be quite difficult for them this season, because looking at how things are going for Paris Saint-Germain, well, I think playing against a team like Chelsea, if it were to be Chelsea of Enzo Maresca, I would have said it's going to be an easy ride for Chelsea. But for current Liam Delap Chelsea, I don't think it's going to be very, very, very easy for them. So with the look of things, I think Chelsea, not forgetting Paris Saint-Germain, they only have 4 games to be played in the month of March, while Chelsea they've got 7, because the league they've readjusted their fixture so that they can go further when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, because after playing Monaco, their next 2 games they are going to be between Chelsea and Chelsea. So, and they have one more game to be played in the month of March. That's going to be like late March. So in the middle of March, it's going to be Chelsea. So let's see how far they can go. But I think I think they have everything to qualify against Chelsea. But at the same time, I cannot say yes, because we are not going to be seeing much of Paris Saint-Germain before they play Chelsea. After the game against Monaco yesterday, their next game is going to be against. So there might be fatigue for the players, and of course, the players might just be like tired.
Okay, let's come to Arsenal. Trossard injured, and also Calafiori now injured. Do you think that will affect the race for Arsenal towards winning the trophy, especially in the league?
For these 2 players, for Trossard, he hasn't been starting for Arsenal in the past, let's say 5-6 games, because Martinelli has been looking quite sharp in recent games. For Calafiori, Nkampe has taken over the left back position. So these 2 players, I don't think they are that key. They are not that key enough for Arsenal Arsenal in recent games. So, and I think for Arsenal they need to like continue to use players that are key for them. So looking at these two players that are getting it, that have been injured, both Calafiori and Leandro Trossard, so they've not been key. So I don't see any cause for alarm for Arsenal, but because they've got the squad just for Calafiori, they can still bring in Miles Lewis Kelly, to replace him, and for Leandro Trossard, they can just get to bring in some midfielders to get to play at that position. Let's say the likes of Iberichese can play on the left wing if Martinelli gets injured. Okay. So for these two players, they have not been key enough for Arsenal. So I don't see any reason why they are going
not being key enough. We agree, but at the same time,
depth,
exactly.
I think even when it comes to depth, that's what I said for Calafiori. Miles Lewis Kelly has been playing in recent, in long time. So I think he can come in if Pierre Nkampi feeling for Nkampi if he gets injured, because if Nkampi wants to be substituted, they always bring in Calafiori. So if Calafiori now that has been injured, they can get to bring in Miles Lewis Kelly. So for Leandro Trossard, who has been injured now, Martinelli as the starting left winger, so they can just push Iberichese to the left wing, because I don't think they have any other normal winger, natural winger in that anymore.
Okay, well. Rex Mansfield tried to call for a penalty here, but the referee has pointed to the corner kick in favor of Arsenal rather than a penalty call. Is that a penalty? Okay.
Well, that is not a penalty to me.
That's not a penalty. It's a corner kick.
I won't qualify and they concede.
It would. Just I want to do it by quick one. No,
they're not this serious. Why that's not be and easy Wally? Don't watch it. I want to go on start the game. Now.
If you reach your third, no use them. Liverpool they play good ball, beautiful football.
And so we don't drink.
Okay, speaking about Arne Slot, well. Mika Richard has come out to say Arne Slot really needs to do something to keep his job going in the Liverpool setup. Do you agree with that?
I think.
Or you think his job is under threat? I don't think his job is under threat.
Why?
Kini, why? You win. Every season, Liverpool win back to back.
It is not about winning. I think it's about how they are performing. Okay. I think for the performance it has been improved, because when the league started, we all know how shambolic Liverpool were. So they've improved. I think he has used this one to to look for the good side of the management. So it is going to be difficult for them to sack him anytime soon. But for and so he needs to do better, because I don't know why Cody Gakpo always gets to start every game.
Okay.
Yesterday he didn't get to start on the left wing. He started as the number 9 again. I was like, most Cody Gakpo starts. I understand it was very, very key when Liverpool won the Premier League, but this season he has been on and off. So let's just try to rest him.
Okay, let's talk about a coach who has consistently been sacked in recent time. Igor Tudor will most likely face the sacking again this season from Tottenham before the end of the season. And according to reports, Tottenham have held talks, not even considering holding a talk, has held talks with Marcel's boss Roberto Di Zerbi about a summer appointment if they stay in the Premier League. That's according to reports. Are you surprised with that?
Perhaps Igor Tudor needs to do better.
Is it about Igor Tudor or about Tottenham himself?
See that Tottenham, I don't want to talk about them because they are so mediocre. That's one of the reasons Sanata will be like they're a small team, even though they are not a small team, but they act like a small team, to be honest. For Tottenham also, they just need to do better, and I would love to see them relegate, to be honest.
Okay.
I would love to see them relegate.
Violence, is that you?
So that there can be space for another serious club to do well in Premier League.
Okay, former manager and player, that's a former Tottenham manager and player, speaking about Glenn Odo, has offered to ensure Tottenham will avoid relegation should interim boss Igor Tudor be sacked after losing his opening 3 games. Now, another former Tottenham player, Robbie Keane, has also emerged as one of the leading candidates if the North London side aches the Croats in that regard. They're moving away from there. Napoli hope to move quickly to secure the long-term future of Scotland midfielder Scott McTominay, with 29, amid interest from Premier League teams, while Manchester United. But before United, let me talk about Newcastle. Newcastle United striker, speaking about Newcastle United striker William Osula, says he does not want to know what the future holds, but his focus is now on the tennis side, as the 22-year-old Dane has previously been linked with Stuttgart. Antonio Griezmann in Atletico de Madrid, who is 34, has decided not to leave Atletico de Madrid mid-season. Remember, Orlando City has showed strong interest in the former France forward. Is that a nice decision?
the only reason is written is because of the final they have against Real Sociedad. So that's the only reason.
Come on, no scope for.
Because who no like money? USA they call you now money they won't give you, and of course the league there is less competitive than that of than
Spain,
Spanish La Liga. So definitely, if you should leave now, that means he's not going to be playing the Copa del Rey final. So he just wants to like extend his stay at Madrid, so you could get to probably win if if they perform better against Real Sociedad. So but I wish him all the very. I would love to see him, not because I love him, but because of Ademola Lookman.
Okay, let me take a back-to-back concerning Manchester United. Number 1, England midfielder Mason Mount, who is 27, has no intention of forcing an exit from Manchester United, at least this summer. And still on United have been informed that Trabzonspor are not willing to pay the club's valuation of £40 million. That's for around 40 million to 43 million pounds for Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana, who is 29, which means Onana will most likely be returning back to his team in that phase. Well, a big news for Man U.
If now you say you go pay, well, they have actually missed Onana because of his impressive performances. The way the way no, like, to be honest, tell me, Professor Lamens, is he performing better than Andre Onana? Like, okay, now let's be sincere with ourselves. Like, is Lamens as good as Onana? Talking about Onana, is one of the greatest goalkeepers I've seen. One of the greatest.
Manchester City, before we take about this afternoon, Manchester City are sure to offer England international Phil Foden a new contract when his contract, his current one, expires at the end of next season. But negotiations will not be easy given the 25-year-old midfielder inconsistent form. Now, there's been pressure. Should he get a new contract or not? Considering his form, contract discussion will most likely affect things. What do you think?
For his form, I don't think he should. I don't know. Unless the thing is, I don't think any other club wants to sign Phil Foden. So currently, Manchester City, they have an advantage. They can get to even like reduce his wages because no other club is coming. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So they are going to use this as an advantage, probably to reduce his wages and give him small years. Okay,
well, it's time for me to take a bow this wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, beg your pardon, dear. It's been a delight with Ope in the studio. Ope, how do you feel?
Oh, yeah.
Arsenal winning.
Well, I pray fast. Only what Arsenal go do? They are not a joy to watch, just like honestly. Just like I thought I've said.
Liverpool are a joy to watch.
Joy to watch the Premier League. So you wanted so good, the passing, pass there, pass back, pass goal.
Oh yeah, we're not passing.
You throw corner, you throw goal kick. The way they throw goal kick now, Premier League now, is as if they are playing corner
kick.
Oh my god. Well, into here, Arsenal to decide here. Yeah, Arsenal, I don't listen to us today. Shall be with you now forever. My name no change. Okay, made the picking up. We'll catch you up later on Monday by 7:30 a.m.
But we'll catch you up later. Arsenal might win couple season.
Arsenal, now one trophy them go win.
4 no, Jeff. Want to qualify by say?
Well, I lose against Man City.
In everything you do, make sure to stay out of trouble. Big shout out to Steven Ige, the studio manager, who has been with me on the show. And thank you so very much. And to everyone who caught up with us on Facebook, speaking about Jola Shario and Rich Banga J. A big shout out to every one of you. My name is Sam Adeliri, your party on radio. Until Monday, remember, you can simply and always call me Sadeliri. Bye for now.